What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 10-7 MMA podcast. I'm your host, DS, and as always, I'm here with my guy, the 2008 Bolingbrook Lineman Challenge record holder for the obstacle course.
That is true.
Dino Bam Bam.
Thank you for that cool introduction there.
Yep, that's the God's honest truth.
Yeah, I have a state record, I believe. So if anyone's at Bolingbrook High School at any point, let me know if my name's still up there for the obstacle course. We're not going to get into how I did it.
Let's not get into how it happened or why it happened.
I'm the fastest lineman in Illinois state history, up until that point at least. So, yeah, it is what it is. What's going on?
Not much, man. I'm just thinking about how I was in that too, and I thought I did pretty good. But
but
here we are.
I got wheels.
You sure do.
I got wheels.
Today we've got actually a pretty good fight card, I would say, for a fight night. Not bad. We've been spoiled with a couple main events recently, but pretty decent fight card as far as it goes.
Yeah.
First though, I think we should get into some MMA news. There's been quite a few fights announced. Talk to me, my friend. What do we got?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we do have Aljo and Henry Cejudo. They're slated to possibly be the main event. And my boy Aljo, bro.
That's right.
Love Aljo. I like Henry Cejudo too, but anyways. Yeah. Aljo and Cejudo are going to be facing off.
He's grown on me. I thought
Cejudo?
Yeah. I thought he was a little... He is a corny dude.
Yeah, king of cringe, right? Triple C.
That's right. Exactly.
So,
and I think it's fitting, but he's a great fighter.
Yeah. So they're going to be they're going to be the main event probably of that card. We do also have Charles Oliveira and Beneil Dariush. They are official.
Just before we go on, I think Aljo wins that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident in that. Charles Oliveira and Beneil Dariush will also be on that card, I believe. So that's shaping up to be a pretty good card.
Absolutely. There's a couple nice cards coming up.
Yeah.
At the end of February and March.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm down. Is that one in April or May? I think it's in May, but
it is. Yeah.
Regardless,
but in general, the next couple months, the next few months are stacked.
Yeah, should be stacked. Should be fun. We also have Curtis Blades and Sergey Pavlovich. That's going to be insane. That's my boy Curtis Blades. Yep. We don't got to talk about that right now. Chicago's own.
I do think that Pavlovich wins that.
I know, unfortunately.
Yeah, but probably by TKO.
We'll talk about that as we get closer. Obviously,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, Angela Hill and Mackenzie Dern.
I love Angela Hill.
Yeah, who doesn't?
I love Angela.
Angela Hill's like the UFC
Angie
sweetheart.
Overkill. Her record's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, though, I think she's actually gotten robbed a bunch of times.
Yeah, it happens. Like, she's a good fighter, man. She gets put in these tough positions. She's fought almost everybody, I feel like. Yeah. At this point,
she's fought the who's who, man.
Yeah, and Mackenzie Dern will only add to that.
Unfortunately, but
probably. And then last but not least, we have Shabazian versus Fluffy Rodriguez. So we're gonna see how that goes down. Pretty interested to see Shabazian, see if he's getting better. What's the deal? He was on that big skid.
I would hope that Shabazian wins that.
Yeah,
but
you would hope so. Two more things. Just want to add, or one more thing, I guess. Just want to add in. There is 2 UAE cards this weekend. They're doing a Saturday and Sunday morning. If you're interested in that, tune in. My Assyrian brother Johnny Toma is on that card on Sunday. And then on Saturday, the monumentous return of the channel's stud. Can I say that? Dennis Bazookia is on that card.
Yep.
Your boy.
Yeah.
My boy.
This is probably the most, and I'm not talking smack or anything. Yeah. This is probably the most press that he gets.
Yeah.
And you know what? If we're gonna be a Dennis Bazookia channel, I'm with it, man.
We can change the name of the podcast.
It's 10-7 MMA with Dino, and Bazookia.
Yeah.
Or Dino, and Dennis.
Right. That works.
Great.
I'm down. So, Dennis, good luck. Johnny, good luck. Any other news you want to cover?
No.
Okay. I should just throw in, please like and subscribe.
I was actually going to say that.
Hit the bell for the notifications so you're notified when we drop a video. Follow us on Instagram.
Why should they follow us on Instagram?
Because we're cool and we have a really cool follower. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, we have a really cool follower. This guy, the 205 champ Yuri Prohaska, he follows us. If he does it, you should too.
I don't like when you say that though, because Jamal Hill is my guy and Yuri's my guy too. But I don't like when you say that.
I like Jamal Hill too.
Champ.
I like Jamal Hill too.
I get what you're saying. But Jamal's the champ. Let's not take that away from him.
For sure.
He didn't do anything.
No, he didn't do anything.
He beat
Glover Teixeira,
a recent champion.
And he did a great job. But still, Yuri, the best.
Yeah.
And, I think we're good to go from there.
Cool. Let's get right into it then, man. We've got, a pretty big fight card, too. Starts a little bit earlier this week, thankfully.
3 o'clock in the Central.
That's right. 13 fights on the docket. Let's start with the first one of the night. It's Jose Johnson versus Garrett Armfield. They're fighting at 135. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, so I just want to start off by saying, for some reason, I found this card to be very difficult to pick. A lot of these fights are really close, especially towards the end. Anyways, though, we have Garrett Armfield, technical striker, decent grappler. He's clean, but he's like nothing really to write home about. Like, I think he's just solid. He did fight my boy David Onama in his UFC debut.
I was really rooting for him in that, especially because I don't know if you remember, they have history. They
fought as amateurs.
They fought before. I think they even used to train together, maybe before that, something like that. I know they for sure fought before, and he was like a huge underdog. Yeah, and man, he put up a fight until he got choked out.
Right, and that was fighting a weight class up. That was at 145. He's a bantamweight naturally,
and you can see it.
Yeah.
Onama looked
right, of course. And Onama is big.
He's a big dude.
Yeah. And then we have Jose. Is it Jose or Jose Johnson?
I don't know. I was going to ask you that, to be honest.
I think it's Jose Johnson.
I think I heard I heard somebody say Jose.
Yeah, but yeah, that's like Brazilian. You know what I mean?
And it's tough in this sport. A lot of R's that are H's, a lot of J's that are H's, and R's that are like L's. And so
it happens. So, anyways, Jose Johnson. To me, he just looks more the part than Garrett Armfield does. He beat Jack Cartwright on the Contender Series, and Jack Cartwright's like a huge prospect. Mm-hmm. So that was impressive, and he was getting out of like a bunch of submissions. Cartwright was putting him in some bad positions. He was able to scramble.
Champ.
Yes, and he was able to scramble out of all those positions with him, and that's a dangerous guy on the ground. Mm-hmm. So that was really impressive. Jose Johnson's also the taller fighter here. He's 7 inches taller. He's 6 feet tall, whereas Armfield's 5'5". He has a little bit of a reach advantage. I saw him do well on the ground against someone that's way better than Armfield, and that's kind of what's swaying me towards him. I think he probably just takes the back at some point on the ground there in one of those scrambles and finds a sub, to be honest. I'll take the plus here to start off the card.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Johnson's the underdog.
He's a small underdog. I'll check what the odds are right now, but when I checked, he was a small dog. Jose Johnson.
Well, like a Shih Tzu?
A poodle, something like that. Shout out Sonny, bro. R.I.P.
Oh,
R.I.P.
Shout out Sonny. Shout out Sonny for real.
All right.
Great dog.
The odds. Right now, Garrett Armfield is a minus 145 at Caesars. And
Armfield.
Yeah, Armfield's a minus 145. Johnson's a plus 130.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. You said nothing wrong, obviously. I don't know what it is about Garrett Armfield. Like, I really like him.
Yeah.
I feel for Jose Johnson. Like, his record's not great, you know?
Yeah. 15 and 7.
15 and 7. He put out a guy at 12 seconds at Fury FC.
Yep.
He's very rangy for the division. Garrett Armfield's not. You know, his wrestling looked a little improved against like Cartwright, who's like a really good wrestler. Mm-hmm. His takedown defense is just not great, you know?
Yeah.
But he's the bigger guy versus Armfield.
And that's the thing, you know, like, yeah, his takedown defense, I agree with you. I think it was really bad.
Yeah.
Like, he's able to be taken out, but he scrambles so well.
He also lost to Ronnie Lawrence, by the way.
Yeah.
In the Contender Series in 2020.
Right.
So this is Jose Johnson's second chance.
Yeah.
And he won again, I think, on the Contender Series. Or he won on the Contender Series.
Yeah.
And now he's here.
Yep.
So honestly, I wish neither of these guys had to lose.
Right. Now
that you tell me that Jose Johnson's the underdog, I'm gonna go with Jose Johnson too.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm betting. This is a tough one though, man. I like Garrett Armfield. I think he has a lot of fight in him.
Yeah.
I think he's got that dog in him.
Yep.
You know, like he's got really nice boxing. He's got a really nice uppercut. He knocked out Stephen Graham with a gorgeous uppercut.
That was really nice.
He fought Onama hard. It was very competitive in the first. I think you could have maybe even given him the first. But then, he did show a decent chin. I just don't think he's strong or big enough, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. And now knowing that he's the favorite, I'm going to go with Jose Johnson.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the second fight on the card. It's our first women's fight of the night. It's Haley Cowan versus Ailin Perez. My man, what do you think?
What do you think? You started off.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Haley Cowan on this one, man. She's a 2-time All-American tumbler.
Yeah, gymnast, yeah.
So she's strong as hell, man. Gymnasts are strong as hell, right? Like that dense, strong muscle. She's got that, you know. She fought that chick Leite.
We were talking about that name.
Yeah, and Brazilian, right? So it's Leite, Leite, right? Leite. Yeah, it's Leite. She finished 4 of 6 of her opponents, man. Against Leite, who was dangerous on the ground.
Yeah.
She had a hard time getting Cowan down. she got busted. This other girl got busted open. Cowan looked really good in the clinch. She's really nice with her elbows and knees. For some, you don't think gymnastics is not a contact sport by any means, obviously. I'm not saying they're not tough. They got mad endurance, strength, per pound, body weight, crazy. Probably some of the strongest athletes, period. But I just didn't expect her to be as aggressive. When I was watching film, man, she's a good fighter. And so is this Leite lady, too.
Yeah, that she beat.
She's a little susceptible to arm bars. I've seen her almost get caught in an arm bar a few times. She's strong as hell, though, man. Fought off some good rear naked chokes from a good grappler. Her only losses, have been by sub. 2
subs, yep.
Yep. So I just, I think that she looks very confident. She looks really strong. Island Perez, I'm a big fan. I will say,
she's really thick for the division.
I'm talking about yeah, she you're right. She's thick as yeah. Because you see, she twerked at the weigh-ins.
Did she?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Oh. She's actually.
We could watch that after.
I would be willing to say that she's detrimentally horny because she. Who did she fight? Eggers. She fought. What's her name? Stephanie Eggers. Yeah. She twerked before that, and then Eggers was not having it. And Eggers is a good judoka too.
Yeah.
Perez. She kept trying to get her in the clinch. I don't know why she did that.
That was so weird.
To me, that shows low fight IQ.
Yeah.
Stephanie Eggers is a judoka. She's Eggers even took that on only a week's notice, but dude, she's a good grappler. You don't want to do that. So the fight IQ's not there for me. She's thick as hell, strong as hell too. She got, she's built like a brick shit house. Only 5'5". I'm gonna go with Haley Cowan, man. Like I said, probably by decision.
Yeah.
But Haley Cowan all day. I think this is an easy one.
Yeah, I want to double down really quickly on the Perez low fight IQ thing.
Yeah.
If I can. So in the Stephanie Egger
fight, let's just ruin her.
Yeah, I'm down. So towards the end of the first round in the Stephanie Egger fight, she landed a spinning back fist, which kind of got her off balance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
She had her rocked, and she threw a nice little combo afterwards, and then shot a takedown. After, you were just dominating on the ground.
Bizarre, man. And against a better grappler.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So she eventually got choked out in that fight. As far as Cowan's concerned, I do like her. Like you said, she's very strong, decent striking, pretty crisp, when she is throwing the strikes. She's a southpaw, which is kind of interesting. Here's the thing, though. This fight, to me, it's close. I'm probably not as confident as you are. I do have Cowan by decision 29-28. I don't feel too comfortable betting it, though, to be honest with you. But, yeah, I'll take Cowan as well.
You know how I feel about betting women's fights in general? Yeah.
Yep.
Moving on to another fight. Yeah. And this is literally, I know everybody, there's so many guys that we say, oh, he's like Khabib. Right? That's if you got a neck beard, if you're a decent grappler, it's Khabib, right?
Yeah. Your last name ends with a V.
Your last name ends with a V, exactly. But we have Nurullo Aliev versus Rafael Alves.
Yeah.
Aliev, I will say, of all the guys that people say that look like Khabib, he literally looks exactly like Khabib. Like a
from the side, the side profile is crazy.
Squidward?
Yes.
In Squidward, he basically looks like handsome, slightly more handsome Khabib.
There we go. That's a good compliment.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's 22 years old though, which is
super young. Only 8-0.
So only 8-0.
I'm just saying.
But 22 years old. 22 years young, I should say. They call him the Tajik Eagle because he looks like Khabib.
Yeah. He's from Tajikistan. And he's literally the lightweight champ at Eagle FC.
Yeah, that's crazy. So. But he's the first fighter from Tajikistan. Dana White's Contender Series guy. Shout out Tajikistan. I don't know anyone from there, but if you're watching, what's up?
How you doing?
Dana White's Contender Series guy making his debut. You know what he wants to do, right? He looks like Khabib. He fights like Khabib. He has the Eagle nickname. He wants to wrestle. He wants to smash. He wants to do all that. But he's been a decision machine for most of his career.
I have those exact words written here.
Decision machine?
Decision machine.
Yeah.
I have the exact words written here.
He's been a decision machine earlier on in his career and for most of his career.
After seeing Zuba.
Yeah.
On the last card.
Right.
Or two cards ago?
Yeah.
Card.
Two cards ago. Yeah.
There's another highly touted guy, blah, blah, blah.
But Zuba, we've seen him do that in the UFC.
I know,
we've seen him be good.
I'm just saying, just because they got a V in the last name doesn't mean...
Right. No, I get that.
Automatically.
So, anytime, we talked about this last week, anytime this kind of guy comes in, you go to Tapology, you go to the SureDog, You check out what's up with their
you
record.
love doing that.
I love doing that. 8-0. He has not fought cans, though. If you look at his Tapology, everyone's got a decent record that he's fought. I don't think he fought anyone under 500.
Yep.
So, that's what's up. Then you have Rafael Alves, on the other hand, 10 years older, 32 years old. So not an old guy. Still in that prime area of, especially at 155, 32 seems to be like a good age for it.
Yep.
But, man, he's super explosive, super fast. He's like one of those fast twitch muscle guys.
Man, he's a beast, dude.
Yeah, he's able to switch stance.
Explosive.
Yeah, he's able to switch stance as well. Like when it comes to the striking, like he's throwing bombs.
And he's not like sloppy either.
No, it's
he's
nice.
Been doing Muay Thai since he was 7.
Yeah,
7.
I like his striking, man. It's fun. It's exciting.
How about that flying guillotine versus Jacasey too?
Yeah, Mark Jacasey. Yeah,
that's your boy.
No, I hate Mark Jacasey. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't like him. Not a big fan.
Mark Jacasey watching this
like damn. Right. Don't worry about it. But yeah, anyways, his cardio, as you would expect, is a little sus, being that, like explosive tank of a guy at 155.
This is the quintessential jacked Brazilian guy.
Yeah.
Versus hyped up Sambo champ.
Right.
Neckbeard, last name ends in a V guy.
Right. And here's the thing though, Alves, he had a few fights in the UFC. The one I wanted to look at was the Demir Ismagulov fight.
Dude.
And obviously for obvious reasons, right? Like that's Demir wants to do that to you too. He's a grappler. He's got more striking than Aliyev has for sure. Yeah. He's a better wrestler than Aliyev is for sure, and especially at that point in his career.
He dropped Ismagulov in the first 15 seconds.
Right away, yeah.
Dropped him bad.
And
Ismagulov was dominated, and when they went to the ground, he was dominated on the ground.
Right.
For the whole first round.
Yeah.
Much,
and Demir Ismagulov is like a top 10 level lightweight. So that was an interesting fight to see. But when they got to the third round, Alves was able to clean him up. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
He was the only thing that upset that gives me pause about this Ismagulov fight is that in the second round he was pretty much beat up on the feet.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the one thing. It's like it's not just when he got taken to the ground.
Yeah.
In the second, and maybe it's the threat of the takedown then.
But Ismagulov's sharp, man.
And he's really good.
Like he is a top 10. 5. That's what I'm saying. So to me, it's just one of those things. It's like if you can survive the entire fight with a guy of that caliber and be winning towards the end, which is kind of like what we saw with the Makhachev-Volkanovski thing, right? Yeah. It's like survive and then you're the one winning at the end. Like that looks good on you.
Yep.
Like nobody's saying anything bad about Volkanovski now.
No, but that's championships at stake, right?
Right, I get that.
He's trying to move up. So what do you think?
Here's my thought process. The dude's 22 years old and he's not near what Demir Ismagulov is. I'm not going to say he's not going to get there. I'm going to, again, go with the plus money here. It's a 145. I really think that Alves has a shot here.
I do too, man.
Aliyev shoots in. He shoots in, Dino, and he leaves his head on the side there a guillotine.
He does.
And this guy is a guillotine finisher.
Loves
he's a specialist.
Yeah, he's no schlub on the ground. I think could he get ground and pounded? Absolutely.
Right.
There's a reason. I think Aliyev's a big favorite, right, or a decent favorite.
I saw 140. I saw plus 145.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So. Yeah, man. I just don't think Aliyev is nearly as explosive. Alves is 32. He's fought a lot of good fighters.
Yeah.
He's a BJJ black belt. He's not like a schlub.
Right.
And like you said, the Ismagulov fight, well, first of all, in that fight, how about the Spinaroonie getup?
That was crazy.
Dude, that was one of the craziest. I've seen that
out of nowhere.
I think that went slightly viral too because that was a crazy getup. And then even in the Drew Dober fight, he opened it up with a capoeira kick. I don't think Aliyev is ready for that. Like Drew Dober is a seasoned Muay Thai kickboxer. Like
a lot of Drew Dober on this card, right? Like Drew.
There's like the Drew Dober link all over this. Yeah. But yeah, he threw bombs versus Dober. He did tire out a little bit. I thought he was winning the first round. He probably did win the first round. He had some good head movement.
Did that robot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he was winning the first round until he got finished with that punch punch to the body.
Yeah.
I think if Aliyev wins, it will be by decision, and the cardio is going to be or a late sub.
Yeah.
The cardio is going to be the difference.
Okay.
If Aliyev wins, this is a really hard one for me. If I'm betting it straight, I'm taking Alves all day.
Yeah. You got to take that plus money at that point, right?
Yep.
Down.
Moving on to another fight on the card, it is Joe Selecki versus Carl Deaton at lightweight.
Yeah.
I'll take this one first. This is a pretty straightforward one, I would say. Joe Selecki, a young dude still, right? Relatively speaking.
29.
29,
yeah.
You know. I just think that this is very straightforward. He's got really good wrestling. Versus Gordon, he won the first round and lost. He lost the second, probably. Both times on the ground, right? I don't think Joe Selecki is anything special on the feet.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think the wrestling is going to be the difference, man. Deaton, I didn't see anything at all, really, from him special whatsoever. He doesn't have good reach. He came from PFL, right? And he fought in some other smaller organizations.
He had one fight in the PFL, and it was a showcase fight.
Right. He's not aggressive.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot of pop on his shots. I don't think Deaton has the power nor the technical know-how to negate Selecki's wrestling, basically. It's for me, is very straightforward. I'm going to go Selecki by first round sub.
Yeah, so I have the same thing. I have Joe Selecki, RNC round 1. I just do want to mention something about Carl Deaton. He's making his UFC debut, coming off to back-to-back wins, one of which was against UFC veteran Justin James, and it was in like a bingo hall.
What?
And it was like in a weird like arena, like a little, small local place. And I was thinking to myself, like, imagine being in the UFC and then like 6 months later you're back to fighting in like a gym.
That's crazy.
Like you know what I mean? Like a high school gym. That has to suck. But yeah, anyways, Carl Deaton, like, I don't know, man. You're getting to the UFC after having never fought in like a massive league, never having been in a big league. You're 33 years old, like, how much better are you gonna be getting? And then Joe Selecki's looked solid, like you said. He beat Alex Da Silva, Jim Miller, Austin Hubbard.
Yep.
Like,
dude, Jim Miller.
Yeah.
Jim Miller is not nobody. Like,
right.
We talked about him many times on this podcast. But
right. So, yeah.
I just want to say real quick, I'm over 70% on my predictions since we've started this podcast.
Okay.
That's pretty damn good. Yeah. I just did the math.
Snapped. I got to do that, but...
You're like slightly lower than me.
Yeah, probably.
But I will say you're usually better than me. So I feel like by the end of the year, you will end up...
Maybe.
With the better...
I was 8-3 on the first card of the year, and that didn't get brought... Like, we didn't post that video.
So what do they care?
They don't.
I'm fucking with you, but I'm just saying...
I did terrible on the main card last week, but I did great on the prelims. But anyways.
I was going to start this, like, segment and call it, like... Dino's like surefire parlay of the week, right?
Okay.
But I'm not gonna do that. Last week I did a 6-leg parlay.
Yeah.
And I texted you about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the last fight of the night left was the main event, Jessica Andrade versus Aaron Blanchfield. And I had some doubts, but then what do I do? What do you do when you have doubts? You contact your friend and you're like, hey friend, what do you think? So I contacted my friend Dino and I'm like, hey man, do you think I should hedge this? Right? Because it's the parlay. It was like, the cash out was like 3 times my money probably.
Right.
And you're like, nah, man, just let it ride. And I'm like, Dino knows what he's talking about. I should listen to him. And then what happened?
It happened,
Her titty popped out.
Her titty popped out?
She said her titty popped out.
It's embarrassing. I wouldn't want my titty to pop out on TV if it didn't have to be.
I've literally had my titties on TV.
I know. We've seen it. It's a great segment.
It is.
He looks awesome.
We can get into that one day. But, yeah, man, anything else about the Selecki Deaton fight? I apologize. I mean, I cut you off.
Dude, he's a minus 550 for a reason.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's that. Joe Selecki, RNC round 1. I don't see this going the distance at all.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Next fight on the card, Ode Osborne versus Charles Ya Boy. Ya Boy. This is a Ya Boy for sure.
This is a big time
Charles Johnson. I'll let you go first on this one.
Thank you. I think this is going to be a really fun fight, first and foremost.
Yeah, this is one of the better ones on the card.
Yeah. Ode Osborne, 11-5. Charles Johnson, 13-3. Ode Osborne's 3-3 in the UFC. Losses against Brian Boone Kelleher, Manel Kopp, and Tyson Nam. So, like, 3 solid dudes.
I love Tyson Nam.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I just want to say.
All 3 of those guys. I love all 3 of those guys.
I like all 3 of those guys.
Yeah.
Too.
He got finished by all 3 guys. Then his 3 wins are against Jerome Rivera, where he quickly knocked him out. He had a decision against CJ Vergara, which was...
You know Jimmy the Brick?
No.
Flick?
Jimmy the Brick Flick?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Yep.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Charles Johnson fought him a month ago.
I'm saying, is that his nickname, the Brick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy the Brick Flick.
Brick. That was on the unaired episode.
Yeah, I was just thinking
Yes,
that.
I just remember that. And then TKO win over Zaruk Adashev, who was cut immediately after. Ode Osborne, his thing is he looks to finish the fight like very, very quickly.
Or finish himself.
Exactly. Yep. Which at 125 is a bananas way to fight.
He's like one of probably one.
Right.
Like,
yeah, he's original.
You don't get knocked out like that or knock people out like that at 125. Yeah.
So he has the power to finish this fight, but odds are at some point at 125 it's not going to work. You're not going to just be able to finish someone. And then, like you said, we've seen him get finished when he's not able to finish people.
Right.
On the other hand, you have Charles Johnson, Inner G, which is a great nickname, by the way. Mm-hmm. Inner G. I remember watching him in the LFA. He was the champion over there. Finisher in his own right, but he doesn't have like the power that Ode Osborne has.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely not.
Yeah, he's 2-1 in the UFC. He had a grappling loss, basically, to Makayev in England. And Makayev's undefeated. He had a weird win against Zhalgazumagulov where he was like not fighting for 2 rounds. And then his leg went limp, and then he started fighting, which was insane, but whatever. And then,
Zhalgazumagulov seems to get unlucky in, like, tight fights.
Yeah.
They give the decision to the
absolutely.
other guy. Yeah.
And then, of course, he beat the aforementioned your boy Jimmy the Brick Flick.
Jimmy the Brick Flick?
The thing about this fight is that they're both solid fighters. Both guys make terrible decisions.
Yep.
They're like...
When Ode Osborne comes out hot,
yeah.
What if Charles Johnson was just tells him, he's like, no.
Yeah, don't do that.
Like, I don't want to do that.
Well, then that probably works for Ode Osborne. Like, that probably helps him out. Like, he should chill, and then he'd probably be better.
Damn.
But anyways.
That's something to think about.
They both make, like, terrible decisions, because it's like, Ode Osborne starts really hot, and Charles Johnson never starts hot. He's like a slow starter. Mm-hmm. So, pick your poison. Type, yeah. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yep.
But anyways, Charles Johnson's never been finished. Ode Osborne can only win if he finishes him, I feel like. I don't think he's going to win I don't think he could win a decision.
Sounds like he's got blue balls.
Maybe. So
one's been finished? That's crazy.
Right. And in this fight, I expect them to finally finish.
Let's go.
Very late. You feel me?
Go, though.
You feel me?
Hey.
So
he did his thing.
Shout out CJ, Inner G, Charles Johnson, about to get his first finish in the UFC.
You think so?
I think so.
Honestly?
I think it's a possibility.
Okay.
Yeah. I am picking him to win, though.
I'm picking him to win, too. Ode Osborne, you said it all. Very, crazy explosive, jacked for the division. He has been KO'd several times already, which is, again, crazy.
At 125.
At 125. We fought Vergara, which I feel like we've talked about him already, like...
A bunch, yeah.
So, shout out CJ Vergara. He's tall for the weight class, He's got nice body kicks, and I'm talking about CJ. He's
explosive.
But more than anything, it's his explosion. I just think he loads up, man. He swings violently.
Yeah. A
lot of big movements. Dude, the Tyson Nam fight tripped me out, man. I don't know. He threw... Ode Osborne had some nice front body kicks, and he had a crazy flying knee that he almost missed. Or that he missed, and then he got knocked out violently right after he missed that. Yeah. You remember that?
Yep.
And Tyson Nam was laughing at him the whole time, which is crazy. Like you said, though, I just think Charles Johnson he fought Makayev, who's probably going to be champion at some point.
Yeah. Definitely a guy that you were going to see him in the top 5-3.
No,
question. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a question. At any weight class, that's a guaranteed. Of all the guys that I'm thinking were going to be top 5 that are not now,
that are young
guys,
Makayev
is in probably one of the shoo-ins.
Probably,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, versus Zhalgazumagulov, he won by split decision, close fight. I think Charles Johnson is just less hittable. He doesn't have the power that Ode does. Mm-hmm. I just think he's going to out-decision him, man. I think Ode probably wins the first round. I don't think Charles Johnson's going to get knocked out. I think it'd be a 29-28 decision win.
Yeah. I like the over in this fight.
I do too, but you said he's going to finish him, though.
I think very late.
You said later.
Yeah, I think towards the end.
Okay.
So if it ends up being 2.5, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I could see that. Moving on, another fight in the card. This is the 7th fight of the card. The 6th fight of the card. It's Jordan Levitt, ya boy, versus Victor Martinez. I'll take this one first.
Go for it.
I'm going to go with Jordan Levitt, man. I don't think he finishes Victor Martinez. Actually, I do. I think he does. I think he's going to probably sub him, maybe in the second round.
Yeah.
I think Victor Martinez could... I think he has enough output for the first round. Victor Martinez is a great boxer, man. I really like Victor Martinez.
Yeah,
he's
his contender series fight was
just
nice.
Like a skinny fat guy. I like that. I like that for him. Excuse me. I had some peppers earlier, so
what kind of peppers?
I know. Well, I made some fajitas last night.
Okay.
Yeah, they're great, but man, they're ruining me inside.
He's a pretty good cook, so.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe we do a cooking channel next.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
What do these guys drink?
Jordan Levitt?
And Victor Martinez.
Jordan Levitt, I feel like, doesn't drink. You think he drinks?
Yeah. I don't know what he drinks. He drinks.
Appletini.
Appletini. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Vic?
Cerveza.
Just cerveza?
Like,
Is he like a Tecate guy?
It's Modelo time.
Modelo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
They're the official sponsor of the beer. Or of the UFC. Official beer of the UFC. Official sponsor of the beer. That's what it was.
Official sponsor of the beer.
Shout out Modelo.
What do you think they drink?
I have no idea. That's why I was asking you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we know what Levitt is. Levitt, he's got not much on the ground. He's got not much on the feet.
Struggling.
Jesus Christ. He's a wrestler. He's very flat-footed. Yeah. Versus Sales, Sales made a mistake and went to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Levitt has really good wrestling, very high level. He finished him in the first round, or he almost finished him in the first round, subbed him in the second. Versus Patty, that was his second to last fight, right? Patty was his second to last fight.
I believe so.
It wasn't his last.
No, it was his last fight.
It was his last
Yeah.
fight. Okay. Yeah, that was a close fight, man. Until he got choked out.
He was winning, round. I feel like.
He just has no power in his hands.
No.
There's absolutely no threat of anything striking wise.
Yeah.
I almost went with Victor Martinez because he's a boxer. He's short, but man, he's got power. He's like, if you look at his record, he's put out everybody in the first round. Until that, he fought Gonzalez on Dana White's Contender Series.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Gonzalez actually looked really good.
Yeah, he did. We were talking about that.
He lost the first round on the feet. He threw a nice overhand, but man, he needs to throw more combos. And his cardio wasn't great. The other guy, he broke his hand. Gonzalez did.
Yeah.
And if he didn't, I think he would have won that fight fairly easily. I'm gonna go Jordan Levitt. I just feel like if you're looking at Victor Martinez is not like the GOAT boxer.
No.
Right? So if you think about it, it's like wrestler versus boxer. Who's gonna win that?
Right. Generally,
low
the wrestler.
level or lower level compared to UFC fighters.
Right.
Like the wrestler generally is gonna win that. So,
yeah.
And especially somebody who has legitimate UFC experience. I'm gonna go with Jordan Levitt.
Yeah, I agree with you. And to me, it's pretty simple. It's like Jordan Levitt was able to control Patty the Batty in all those clinch and grappling situations. And Patty's huge compared to Victor Martinez.
Oh, yeah.
So Jordan Levitt has...
He's 5'5".
Yeah. Jordan Levitt has very powerful grappling, good jiu-jitsu. He's like a lot stronger than he appears. You know what I mean? Because his striking is so ugly.
It's bad.
It's he like flails when he swings, and you're like, dude, this guy has no power.
Yeah.
But in the grappling, you see that he actually does have real power. So I think we know what his game plan is going to be. He's going to try to take this guy down, get a hold of him, sub attempt until he finds one. I have RNC late round 1 or early round 2.
Yep. Makes sense, my friend.
Yeah.
Yup. Moving on to another fight on the card. And this one's interesting. So this is the second women's fight of the card. It's Gabriela Fernandez making her UFC debut versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. I'll let you take this one first.
For sure. So, as you mentioned, Gabriela Fernandez making her debut. She was an interim...
I said that.
She was an interim LFA champion.
Yep.
Not an actual champion.
Trash.
But
yep.
Whatever. So she's going to lose. No.
Oh my God.
But she's a technical striker. She has that Muay Thai base. She's very snappy with her kicks.
She fought that one thick-ass lady.
Dude, yeah, that was wild.
Oh,
the Oliveira.
Goodness.
Yeah, that was insane. But yeah, she throws really hard.
Kimura.
Hey. Anyways, I don't know. She won the LFA title. She looked really good in her title fight. Yep. The first fight I saw was the Oliveira fight, which is the lady that you're trying to abuse right now. And
how am I abusing her?
And
I would rather she abuse. I'm down for her to abuse me.
Let's get it. Shout her out. Edna Oliveira.
Is that her name?
They were saying Edna, which is
Edna, that's right, they were. Ew, Edna.
Edna. But anyways,
oh God,
I hated that Edna fight because I was like, "What is going on here?"
Edna.
The entire first round was spent with this lady standing, with Gabriela Fernandez standing, and Edna Oliveira on the ground, just laying there, and the referee would not stand them up.
Bro, she got like 1,400 followers.
That's what's up. How many posts?
Wait, that's not her. This is some other random Brazilian woman. Congrats on her wedding, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Shout out Edna, that one.
No, I have to find her. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah, so the first fight was like terrible. I didn't like it, and I was like, she's gonna lose to Jasmine. Then I saw the second fight, which was the title fight, and she seemed like a beast in that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started watching Jasmine Juice Vicious, Jasuda Vicious, whatever,
Vicious.
And she was worse than I remember her being. You know what I'm saying?
That's what anybody I've had sex with twice has said about me. So.
Anyway, she's a silver medalist in the national tournament of Canada or something like that as a wrestler. The striking is not close, though, to be honest with you. The power in striking isn't close either. Fernandez is levels above when it comes to the striking. I think it's a 30-27 clean sweep for Fernandez.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you.
Yeah.
I think it'll be 29-28. I do think maybe Jasmine Jasuda Vicious wins a round. She's a silver medalist in wrestling. I think that counts for something. She did fight OnlyFans superstar Kay Hansen.
Shout out Kay Hansen.
She had nice double leg takedowns and trips in that.
I thought you were going somewhere else with the doubles there. I was like...
Nice elbows. Her hands are slow as hell, man.
Yeah.
She throws punches like this. Like how I do my dreams.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the worst. I hate that.
The struggling.
Why is that a thing?
Your mind playing tricks on you.
It's my dream. Why aren't I throwing hands? Like, why aren't I...
I think it's because you're a negative person.
It is.
You know?
Yeah. I should believe myself more.
Yeah, but if you were like an optimist...
Should we talk about that?
On air?
Yeah.
I don't think they care.
Let's figure it out. But yeah, she's tall and rangy for the division, but so's Fernandez, you know?
Yeah.
So I will also say, when I was first watching this, I was like working out when I was watching the tape on Gabby Hernandez.
Mm-hmm.
Fernandez. I originally thought she was the other lady, Edna.
Edna?
So I was watching her the whole I'm like, pretty good. And then I'm like, oh, she's not doing so good. How'd she win this? And then I was like, wait, she lost? The apology's wrong. Turns out I was just watching the wrong woman.
Nice.
But Gabby Fernandez, most of her wins by submission, has nice hands too. Like you said, women's champ at the... Did you say she was a champ at LFA?
She was an interim champ.
Yeah, that's right. Decent boxing, passes the eye test. I'm going to go with Gabby Fernandez, 29-28.
Mm-hmm. Like it. Have we agreed on everything so far? I'm sorry.
Except I think I'm not as sure as you are about Aliev Alves.
Yeah.
And you weren't as sure as I am about Cowan Perez, but we did agree.
Okay.
For the most part. So, moving on to another fight on the card. It's Eric Gonzalez fighting at lightweight Trevor Peek, making his UFC debut. I'll take this one first.
Yep.
Trevor Peek is a madman.
Okay? I love it.
He is a madman. He is one of the more insane fighters I've ever had the pleasure of watching on tape. He's also a former meth addict and alcoholic, so good for him.
I did not know that.
That he is, and that's awesome. Good for him. Not for like doing that, but for just like being here now.
You should put like the little addiction hotline thing on the bottom here.
You do most of the editing. You should do that.
Yeah.
So
I'm not.
All 7 of his wins are by KO. He is literally the definition of he comes out hot. He comes out swinging insanely. He's got some technical skill. I'm not saying he doesn't. But he's got dynamite in his hands. Super aggressive. Wastes no time to start. He fought Kama Worthy, actually.
I saw that, yeah.
He had a win against Kama Worthy, and he violently slammed him.
Yeah.
Like, violently slammed him. It's one of the cleanest slams I've ever seen, I think. So, he's not the most technical fighter. Neither is Kama Worthy, right? I mean,
no.
But tons of heart. I was going to say Dancing with the Stars, because it says DW. On Dana White's Contender Series, that fight was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Because the other dude looked pretty good, too, man.
He looked awesome, that guy.
He looked
Malik
really
Lewis.
Good. And he looked like his cardio was going to hold up better, and then all of a sudden it didn't.
Yeah, he faded immediately.
Didn't.
Yep.
And like he looked like the fresher guy after the first round.
And that was another guy, by the way. When he got to that second round, that was only the third time in his career that he had been to a second round.
I think that was both their first third rounds.
It was sorry, what's the guy's name? Malik Lewis's third time being in a second round, and I believe maybe this guy's second or third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I just lost my girl's Instagram. I just had
Edna?
Edna, yeah.
It's okay. You just
That's not her.
DM her later. No.
I will do it though. I'll let you guys know how it goes.
You should definitely do that. I think that'd be hilarious. See if you can get her to respond.
I will do it. But you got to help me find her Instagram.
What's your like swipe up ratio, like percentage, like successful to not successful?
What do you mean?
Like when you swipe up on an Instagram story, you're trying to holler at some girl.
Oh.
What's like your success level?
What do you mean swipe up?
Like just like swipe up on her story, slide in the DMs.
Oh, like she has a story about the messenger off her story.
What's like your success rate?
Oh, that's pretty high.
Yeah.
That's like the only reason I post Instagram stories.
Okay. You want people to swipe up.
I hope so. You know.
Shout out Kodak.
Right. You know.
Who do you have winning this fight?
Trevor Peek by knockout in the first round.
There we go. So
Gonzalez.
Did we need to say everything else?
No, I just want to say he's looked decently competitive against Jim Miller.
Yeah.
He's fought better competition.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the fight IQ is absolutely not there. Jim Miller threw like 8 consecutive left hands, and Eric Gonzalez had nothing to say about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, he's throwing the left hand consistently. Just do something about that. And he couldn't.
And he ended up getting viciously slapped by it.
Oh my God, viciously, dude. And it's Jim Miller. I think that was his first knockout.
In like years, yeah.
In like a decade.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something crazy.
So for me, this is the lock of the night. Trevor Peek by knockout.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, yes, Eric Gonzalez, I want to talk about this really quickly. Like you said, Jim Miller destroyed him, knocked him out violently. And then we saw him face somebody similar to Trevor Peek in friend of the channel, Terrence McKinney, right?
Yeah.
And but here's the thing. T-Rex is faster than Trevor Peek. They probably have similar-ish power, but T-Rex is definitely the faster striker. And Gonzalez didn't look like out of his element striking with Terrence McKinney for the limited time they were doing that. Mm-hmm. He caught Terrence McKinney a few times, which, we know he kind of like leaves his chin out there. Yep. So Gonzalez can strike a little bit. He can swing for sure, but anyways, he got taken down and wrecked by Terrence McKinney pretty quickly.
Friend of the channel,
Terrence McKinney. I'll take Peek by first round knockout as well, assuming he finds that kill shot early. If not, though, the cardio could be that issue.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
So.
As evidenced by my little dance. Yeah.
Can you do that one more time?
Sure.
Hey.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a vibe, bro.
You get down, dude.
I'm saying.
Moving on to another fight on the card. It's Mike Mallett versus Johan Lanez. I don't know why they put these two.
Is it Mallett or Malott? Is it Lanez or Lanus? It's one of those, right?
I'm Lanus, dude.
I think it's Lanus. But I'm not sure.
French people don't be like, ooh, Johan Lanez. They'd be like Lanez.
Yeah, maybe.
You know? Mike Mallett.
Mallett.
Mike Malott.
Hey, Malady.
Malot. Mike Malot.
You think he said Merlot?
Mike Malot sounds actually the best, probably, of those.
I like it. His brother Post is a great artist.
Post Malot?
Post Malott?
That's fire. A Canadian Post Malone. He's already really nice. How nice could he get if he was Canadian?
I'm just saying, man. Maple syrup will do it to you. It's really good.
Oh, big fan.
It's sweet.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's sweet?
Yeah.
That's your analysis of maple syrup?
It's like a thick, sweet, as if they don't know.
It sounds identical to you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
But yeah, it's Mike Mallett versus Johan Lanez. Let me know.
Yeah, so Johan Lanus, whatever. Former CFFC welterweight champion, 1-1 the UFC, split decision win over Darian Weeks, and a TKO loss to Gabe Green in his UFC debut. Guy with really good power, a great finishing ability, even though we haven't seen that in the UFC yet, but he does have power in his hands for sure. We saw Gabe Green break him and eventually wear him down in his UFC debut, but he bounced back and got a split decision win after that. And then Mike Mallett, whatever it is, 1-0 in the UFC.
You've given both of their
pronunciations,
potential pronunciations.
Yeah, and watch me be wrong on both.
What else is it going to be?
Who knows? But anyways, he beat Mickey Gall, and I don't think too highly. What does that really say? I don't think too highly of Mickey Gall.
But I don't know. I heard you're a big Mickey Gall guy.
You think so? I'm a Mike Perry guy.
Mickey Gall sounds like a guy that would be in a Guy Ritchie movie, doesn't
absolutely,
he?
Yeah,
and looks like one too.
I like it. It's a good name. It is a good name.
It is a good name.
It's no Themba Garimbo, but...
Or Frimbo Garimbo.
Who's that, his brother?
Did you see that?
I saw his brother, but it's not Frimbo.
It's Takunda.
Takunda Garimbo?
Yeah.
Great name. Anywho.
Frimbo Garimbo would have been better.
It would have been way better. So, Mike Malott beat Mickey Gall. Before that, he took the O off of Shimon Smideritsky on the Contender Series. Before that, he took the O off my boy Solomon Renfro. So, I don't like that. He's beating my friends.
What is that? Who's Solomon Renfro?
That's my boy, bro. We talked about him before.
I know, but tell me about him.
He was just in Australia with boy that got knocked out, Randy Brown. He's in his corner, so that's tough.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, though.
And that means a lot to you?
It means a lot to me. Yeah, it weighed on me for a little bit. Mm-hmm. No, but I like Solomon Renfro. He's a stud. We'll watch some film of him if you want at some point, even though we've watched too much.
I've watched film.
Of him?
No.
Yeah.
No, so. I have, but please keep going.
Anyways, there's another guy that throws hard. He hit Mickey Gall with like a scooping left hook and completely put him out. Face planted him, but then he woke up. It was wild. But the thing is, he struggled a little bit with Mickey Gall on the feet. Yeah. And you should not be doing that.
No, I did win money on that fight. I just want to say.
Did you? Yeah, Mickey Gall's like easy to bet against.
Yeah, I think he was under. I think Gall, Malott, whatever.
Malady.
Malady was the underdog.
I don't remember, but anyways, Lanus looks cleaner. He looks more careful.
Cleaner?
Yeah.
I think Mallett looks like he's more technical. I think he's the smoother guy.
Maybe
with like this. I just think Johan Lanus is. Well, first of all, he's a guy that I didn't want to like when I watched film on him.
Yeah.
He just looks like kind of an asshole.
You said it. I didn't. What if he's watching?
And I'm just saying, I that was my initial reaction. Johan, okay? Listen to me. I think you're a good guy, man. And I'm going to pick you to win this fight. I actually think he's going to win.
Nice.
And I think he'll probably put him out. I think he'll probably knock out Mike Mallett.
I agree.
Initially, after watching both their films, I wanted to go with Mike Mallett, especially because I won money on him before. So you always have
right.
Even if you just
guy makes his debut,
you picked him, it was an underdog, you won some money, you're like, that's my guy. That's like a certified my boy almost.
Yeah. They become one quickly.
I just think Johan is huge, man. He's huge for welterweight, and he's got legit power. And honestly, he throws hard. But he didn't gas that hard. I feel like versus Gabe Green, very competitive stand-up. And that was like an improved Gabe Green.
Yeah.
Coming back from injury, he looked great.
He did.
He put him down with a huge overhand right. He slowed down a little bit, throughout the fight, but not as much as you would have thought.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just think Johan Lanus is probably going to have the wrestling advantage, too. To be honest.
Yeah.
And I think he has the more power. And I think Mike Mallett is a little hesitant at times. I'm going to go with Johan Lanus, man.
Same.
Oh, you are too?
Yeah. I have Lanus in the second.
By finish?
Yeah. I'm saying ground and pound.
Damn, and again, we're on the same page.
Yeah. It's wild.
That's kind of annoying, honestly.
It's okay.
I like when we disagree.
Maybe we'll disagree soon.
Maybe we will.
God willing, we can argue about stuff.
Yes.
I'm down. What about here?
A good civilized conversation.
Okay. That works for me.
I was
going to ask, Tatiana Suarez, Montana De La Rosa. Do you disagree?
Before I get into that, I just want to say, shout out Mark, shout out Conrad, shout out Drew, and shout out my boy Joe, right? Because those are some loyal fans.
They're the real ones.
Even up to this now,
the real ones.
We've only had X amount of videos out. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. We appreciate you. We love you guys. So, also, we'd be happy to shout out any of you. Okay, just keep watching. And if you feel offended, like you've been watching these and you see this message, that means you've watched at least 40 minutes into this video.
Yeah.
Let us know. We'll happily shout you out.
Yeah, why not?
So, but anyways, I just have to do that real quick. I apologize.
You're good.
But yeah, moving on. Tatiana Suarez, like you said, and Montana De La Rosa.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
So,
I think this is very straightforward.
Right. This should be a no-brainer.
But she's been off.
But it's the return of Tatiana Suarez. Exactly. Yeah. It's been 4 years.
I saw some simp on Instagram on one of those MMA pages be like, it's a shame that they're doing her so dirty, putting her halfway down a fight night card. Bro.
Yeah.
Go touch some grass. On God. I'm serious.
Legit.
Hey, touch some grass. Okay? She's not going to see that and be like, oh my God.
This is the guy, yeah.
This guy. I love him. You loser. Okay? Tatiana Suarez looked amazing before. I'm just saying, the UFC is a money business, right? Look at Francis Ngannou. Why is he not in the UFC right now? He's not a draw. He doesn't bring in money like that. He's the goddamn heavyweight champ, potentially the heavyweight GOAT, depending how you see it. So you're telling me that Tatiana Suarez is somebody that's gonna make waves? Relax, guy on Instagram, okay? Relax.
You got to screenshot these people. And we could put that up on the 10-7 MMA on Instagram. You should follow us there.
Yeah.
That
was
you just
nice.
needed to.
That. No, I appreciate that. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
No, you're good. So, Tatiana Suarez, it's her return, right? It's been 4 years, dude. Hey, she was 7-0 when she left. She's saying she's going to win, and she's going to get a title shot after this at 125 or 115. She's down for both. She prefers 115. She's fighting.
Really?
Yeah, she's fighting 125 for what that's worth. She likes the potential of fighting Weili. So, anyways, she fights like a female Khabib. She is a dominant wrestler. She's going to ground and pound. We know what she wants to do, but the question is she the same? Is she better? Is she worse? Was she practicing? All that being said, either way, I can't pick against her.
Yeah.
Like, after seeing what she did to Carla Esparza on the ground.
There's no question.
Like, there's no question. I think it's a 30-27 at minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm wrong, then I think everyone's wrong.
Lord strike you down.
Right. What are the odds on this fight?
Big time in her favor. Minus 750, plus 540. I was just pulling that up. Montana Del Rosa, plus 540. Yeah, man.
I didn't even need to, like, look it up, to be honest. Like, yeah.
My blurb on this from my notes is very short, and I've watched at least 3 or 4 of their last fights each.
Yeah.
You know, Tatiana Suarez, the only question against her is, the last time she fought was, 2018?
You were there. That was in
I
Chicago.
Was there, dude.
My birthday.
Wow.
2019, yeah.
Holy crap. And that was against Nina Muniz.
Nina Ansaroff at the time.
But she has wins against the likes of, like you said, Carla Esparza, and she ground and pounded her, finished her.
That was so violent.
Alexa Grosso. I love Alexa Grosso. Grosso, if you ever happen to watch this, hit me up. You know? But I know it was a younger Alexa Grosso. It was 2018, which is crazy to think about. I didn't realize that Alexa Grosso has been in the UFC for
a minute,
5-6 years. But she finished in the first round, and she's fighting for a title.
Yep.
So I think this isn't even close. Tatiana Suarez is simply the better fighter.
Yeah.
You know, Montana De La Rosa hasn't shown me anything special. Her record reflects that. This is an obvious lock for me. Maybe there's some ring rust for Tatiana Suarez. That's the only thing that I could ever possibly see. I don't even think that. I think that she's eons beyond, and she's so much more aggressive.
Yeah.
It's not close.
I agree.
So, moving on to the third to last fight on the card. A bunch of fat boys. Augusto Sakai versus Don'Tale Mayes.
Yep.
I'll go first on this one, I guess.
Go for it, dude. Yeah.
I have said many times on this podcast how I feel about the heavyweight division. And listen.
It is bad, dude.
It's not good, man.
Like, we've been stressing it out, but it is bad.
I'm going to go with Don'Tale Mayes by knockout.
Yeah.
I don't think Don'Tale Mayes is anything crazy special for the weight class, and even in its current state. I just think he's the more powerful athlete, more explosive athlete. Yeah. He throws some flying knees. He can actually lift his knee to his forehead. Augusto Sakai, questionable if he can do that.
No. He's
just fat. So Augusto Sakai's also lost his last 4 fights in a row. He also took notorious other fat guy Blagoy Ivanov to a split decision. He's beaten the worst of the worst in this sad-ass era of the heavyweight division. Yeah. I just don't see these guys. They're not gonna wrestle. We're not gonna see two guys wrestling for this. So they're gonna strike, and I'm just more confident in Mayes. He's the second tallest heavyweight, I want to say, right?
6'5", yeah, he's tall.
Oh, I thought he was 6'6".
What? Yeah, he's tall.
I'm not sure. He's tall. But Mayes, his last fight against Abdel Wahab, who ended up getting popped for steroids, was a crazy fight. As far as output and heavyweight fights go, what an enjoyable fight that was, honest to God. And it's kind of a shame that Abdel Wahab, he was winning that fight. It's kind of a shame that he ended up,
catching a 2-year.
You fat bastard. Why'd you do that? How could you do that to us, you fat bitch? Anyway.
It's mean.
It's not mean.
Kind of mean.
But Mayes' cardio seemed decent. Bro, you get to the UFC, you cheat immediately and get banned for 2 years? Don't tell me it's mean.
It'd be like that.
Bro, how you 6'1", shaped like a sack of potatoes, and then...
A jacked sack of potatoes, for what it's worth.
Jacked?
Not jacked, but He's thick.
I mean, it was sure.
Yeah.
It was like, but his belly is like.
Yeah, he's also on roids.
If he had a tuba following around, I'd be like, boom, 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 boom.
It's one of those?
Boom. Yeah.
Okay.
No, not like that. That's mean. But these guys are gonna strike. Mays, I feel like, is the faster, better athlete. His cardio seems better. He looked explosive. I actually thought Hamdi won that fight, and I think it was a split. This was a split decision or a draw.
I believe it was a split decision for Hamdi.
Oh, was it and then it was overturned?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Mays. Augusto Sakai shouldn't be in the UFC probably, like many of these heavyweights. So yeah.
I literally have. I mean, you broke down what needed to be broken down, but I literally have just gimme Mays by KO. Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's move on.
Yep, let's do it. Moving on to the co-main event, it's Andre Muniz versus Brendan Allen at 185.
Yeah.
I just want to say, man, I kind of hate that they paired these guys up together. Like as far as like younger guys, relatively younger guys go, I really like both these guys, man.
Muniz is 33, but I get what you're saying.
I know, but like a guy that like looks legit, but has never been up at this level.
Yeah.
And he's not like old as hell.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
It's tough, man, but let me hear what you have to say.
So, first of all, I like Brendan Allen more than I like Muniz, but I do like Muniz as well.
Yeah.
Just throw that out there. This fight opened at a 110, minus 110 pick'em, okay? Just want to shout out the odds real quick here. And now Muniz is a huge favorite. He's like I think he was like a minus like 250 or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Muniz is 5-0 in his last 5. Allen's 4-1 in his last 5. And for me, this was a very difficult fight to pick. And I know I mentioned the fights get hard to pick for me later on in this card, and this is a great example of that. Brendan Allen loves to put himself in like terrible situations. He believes so much in his grappling.
Like really confident. Where he's like John, like he's like you can hear him talking shit.
He grapples with Gilbert Burns like on a daily basis. They train together, and Gilbert Burns is like his jiu-jitsu coach. So it's like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's training with like high level ground guys. So I feel you that's why you're confident in it. But like he puts himself in super dangerous positions, and if you know Andre Muniz, you know that's what he wants to do. He wants to put you in a dangerous position on the ground and go for the sub,
dude.
So it's difficult.
How did he get a sub from the same position 2 times in a row?
Right, like you're not watching film, like you're not. You know what I mean?
How about this? That's why I feel like what's his name lost his last. That's why I feel like Uriah Hall, or no, I'm sorry, Eric Anders.
Yeah, your boy Eric Anders
panicked because he's like, I've seen this on film. Like I don't want to get my arm snapped.
And then what?
Well, and then he lost. So he got finished the same exact way, but he tapped.
Right. So here's how I see this fight breaking down. Or going down. I see Allen walking him down. He's the better striker. I think he's going to be aggressive because he's super confident.
But Muniz is no schlub.
No, he's no schlub on the feet. But I think Allen is clearly better. I think there's a clear advantage,
especially with the hands.
Right. So I think he's gonna, since he's not scared of the ground game, I think he's just gonna walk him down, go at him with the striking, not worry about being taken down. Because if I'm taken down, I'm taken down. I'll do what I got to do, kind of thing. And he'll probably get taken down at some point or another. And if he happens to stuff a takedown or get up, he's probably going to get taken down again.
And he has more finishes by submission, by the way.
Yeah, it's. I'm telling you, this is a very tough fight for me to pick. I ended up choosing Brendan Allen.
Oh, wow.
But I think the reason I'm doing that is just because he's 27 compared to a guy that's 33. And I think maybe this can be Brendan Allen's like launch off, like his launching
I would
point.
love that.
You know what I'm saying?
I would love that.
So, and the fact that it started as a coin flip at minus 110 both ways, and now he's like a sizable underdog. I guess if I'm gonna
his
bet
last
it,
loss was to Chris Curtis.
Right, and Chris Curtis was
like
hot at
legit.
that time. Yeah, so
and we didn't realize how hot he was.
Right, I'll take Brendan Allen, man, but I am not comfortable or confident in that pick at all.
Yeah, I like Brandon Allen better as a fighter.
Yeah,
and it's not close. I'm not. I don't know why. Like I don't love Andre Muniz.
Something about his face, it's like off-putting.
I think it is. Like,
yeah,
but when I watch film, I don't think about that stuff. You know, like,
right? But deep down, you're
here,
thinking about it.
We're here to break things down. You know, and like give unbiased opinions. He's got absolutely elite grappling.
Yeah.
Like incredibly elite grappling and submissions for the division. No wasted energy. No, I don't know that I don't think there's anybody that goes through their progressions at middleweight, especially, and not in any other weight classes.
And middleweight's a terrible division, so yes.
It's one of the worst divisions. It's up there with heavyweight.
Yeah.
But there are a few guys at their respective divisions that go through their progressions grappling-wise as well as Andre Muniz does. Yeah. He loves the armbar. One thing that I really tripped off of was that I want to say, he has, no finishes. He has one finish in his entire career by RNC. And way more by armbar. So when he gets your back, he doesn't go for the RNC. He goes for the armbar. Yeah, which is kind of crazy.
That is interesting.
I think that when he fought Uriah Hall, and it's an older Uriah Hall, and I wasn't big on Uriah Hall as a fighter. Yeah. I guess technically that showed that he can stand with a Muay Thai like a striker, but
that's not the Ryan Hall that was the dangerous Ryan Hall. Or I'm sorry, Uriah Hall, not Ryan. Jeez, Ryan Hall is not dangerous at all on the feet. He's similar to Muniz.
Yeah.
But way more
similar, for sure. Yeah. But Brandon Allen, man, I mean, after of course he had the bad loss to Chris Curtis, but then he moved up. I love that. I respect him for moving up a weight class to fight Alvi on very short notice. He beat him, dropped him. Yeah. I want Brendan Allen to win. I really do. And before I looked at the film of both of these guys, I was going to go with Brendan Allen. Yeah. Unfortunately, for the sake of giving the people my actual honest opinion, after taking all this information in, I'm going to go with Andre Muniz. I just think that Brendan Allen they've both fought great people. I just don't think I've ever seen a single time that Andre Muniz was even tested. He's on a 9-fight winning streak. Brendan Allen, I want him to win, like I said. And by the way, Muniz is one of only 3 guys to take Jacare Souza down. Yeah. So,
what year was that in?
Souza? Yeah. 2021? 2020? Yeah. It wasn't that long ago, man.
So, 21, and he subbed him.
Oh, he snapped his arm.
He snapped his arm, yeah. And Jacare was looking at it, yeah.
I just know Jacare Souza has giant balls because this is how he reacted.
Just, whatever. Looked at it.
It was just
savage.
But yeah, man, I'm going to go with Andre Muniz, even though I want Brandon Allen to win.
Fair. So, can I, really quickly, though? Please. Again, like I said, I think I'm picking Brendan Allen due to the fact that he's younger, and I think this could be the launching point. But,
I hope it is.
But I also need to point out that since 2021, right, he beat, and this is about Andre Muniz, he beat Jacare Souza, who is retired out of MMA. Yeah. Then he beat Eric Anders, who I met Eric Anders, really nice guy. I don't think he belongs necessarily in the UFC.
Well, I mean, I think he belongs. I just don't think
he's like a low level,
like a top guy.
He's like a low level UFC guy. And then he beat Uriah Hall, who was on his way out shortly
Uriah
after
Hall
that.
Has been trashed for years.
That's what I'm saying. So it's he's not beating top level guys, and maybe Brendan Allen's strength of schedule has been better as of late. Yeah. So it's it's a tough fight to pick. I get why you would choose Muniz, and I was tempted to.
And I want to pick Brendan Allen. Yeah. I do. And I want him to win. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
But moving on, and it's the last fight of the card. It's the main event at 205, and this is going to be a banger. No matter how it goes. Yeah. It's Nikita Krylov versus Ryan Spann. Am I going to go first on this one, or you go?
Whatever you want to do.
You go first.
Okay. Ryan Spann. Let's start with him. He's going to be in the blue corner, obviously. So.
Oh, you mean the blue hydration zone?
Oh, is that what it is now?
Is the blue prime hydration
I was really
zone?
hoping, when they announced that, I was really hoping that Bruce Buffer wasn't going to have to announce that. Fighting out of the... No. Thank God, because I haven't stopped watching.
Yeah, no, me too.
I'm going to the French channel, so I don't understand it. You know what I mean? The...
Fighting out of the blue corner,
blue hydration
out of the blue hydration zone.
But yeah, he hits hard as hell. So let's start there. He knocked out Dominic Reyes by barely touching him the last time out.
With a jab.
Right, and
with
I saw
a jab that hit the slightest corner.
It was so weird. Yeah. And the UFC on their Instagram posted a video or a reel of that, and it was just that on loop, that knockout.
That's brutal.
And it was from a cool close angle, and it's dude, how does that slump you? But
me, if I'm Dominic Reyes watching that.
Right, legit. I'm not liking that. I'm not double clicking.
But also, I just want to say, Ryan Spann has crazy power.
Right.
Crazy power.
Dumb power.
But But Reyes, man, he has not looked great. In the
Right,
last
his
couple
chin's been sus, and he, after my boy the champ year, he cracked him.
fights. Yes. Oh
Like
my goodness.
that. Anyways, I don't want to talk. It's depressing talking about Dominic Reyes, but
It is, and he won the goddamn John Jones fight,
we watched that together,
and he won that fight.
I didn't think so live, and you thought so
I
live.
thought so live,
And
I think
I remember you being shocked when they gave it to Jones, and I was like, I told you. But whatever. We're going to rewatch that and break that down this next week. And how exciting is that the next time we do this, we're going to be talking about John Jones.
Yeah, very exciting. That is exciting.
We got the
and
return.
especially because he's against my boy.
Is Cyril gone?
Oh yeah,
That's crazy.
I love Cyril.
Think about this, right? We're going to have Conor McGregor coming back later.
Conor McGregor.
We already got the return to Tatiana Suarez this week.
Yes.
We got John Jones. And Dennis Bazooki on Sunday. So, like, what, it's crazy. Like, what a time.
What a time to be a fight fan.
What a time.
So, who are you going with here?
Anyways, I'm going to end up taking Nikita Krylov. But
Let's go.
do you think Spann's going to win?
No, I think Krylov's going to win.
Okay, so here's the thing, and I mentioned this to you a little earlier.
It's very
It's super close.
I've teetered on this.
The line is set at 1.5 for over-under on rounds. And Ryan Spann is the underdog. So you're saying, like, what that would mean is that Nikita Krylov is expected to finish Ryan Spann in the first or second round early. And if Nikita Krylov wins, I don't see that happening. I think it would be like a fourth round if he gets a finish, like a late, drawn-out finish.
Fourth round.
Like,
This ain't getting to the fourth round, no matter who wins.
third, fourth round. So, whatever. I see... We haven't seen Spann in a fourth round ever in the UFC.
No.
And we've only seen him in the third round, I think, once or twice, and that was years ago. So he hasn't been there in a while. Krylov gets some decision wins. Anyways, I'm going Krylov. I'll say fourth sub, but third is probably more realistic.
Yeah, I've genuinely gone back and forth on this.
Yeah.
And a big reason why is that Ryan Spann, after he knocked the shit out of Dominic Reyes last time, I told myself, I'm done. I am done disrespecting Ryan Spann. And I can't do it. I was high on him when he first came out, and then he lost to Anthony Smith.
Yeah, he got mauled by Anthony Smith.
And then I was like, dude, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
And then, I'll be honest with you, and then I was like, and then his next few fights, I was like, okay.
He's a real, yeah.
I'm never betting against this guy again. Well, he did lose to Johnny Walker, too, which was a weird-ass win, or loss for him. Because he, like, shot, and then, like, just kind of chilled like this, and then Johnny Walker literally just hammer fisted him to the side of the head.
Which we saw him do that to Paul Craig as well recently.
Though.
Like, he's got dumb power, Johnny Walker, from these, like, elbows and these little, like, side punches or whatever.
But you would think Ryan Spann has more power than that, but I don't know. I guess for me, it's the fact that Krylov has a good arsenal of strikes. He can stay further on around with the Kyokushin karate background.
Yeah.
And also the Ozdemir fight really, for me, really showed me something.
Yeah.
Because Krylov came in the first couple minutes and it was like loose, way too loose.
Yeah.
And like ended up getting dropped, like wobbled badly, but he didn't drop.
Yeah.
But then he messed up Ozdemir. He pretty much dominated him for the rest of the fight. I just think if it goes to the ground, he's gonna win. And even if it stays in the feet after the first round, and of course, could Spann put him out? Absolutely.
Yeah,
he could.
of course. That's why the line is 1.5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think Krylov is smart enough, and man, he looks really good, dude. You know, he was outstriking Ozdemir.
Yeah.
I just feel like he's smart enough and technical enough to stay out of the way. I'm going to go with Krylov, probably by decision.
And really quickly, Nikita Krylov's losses in the UFC. Paul Craig, who I understand Paul Craig's not like that good, but Paul Craig, he beats really good people, Paul Craig. Like, he's dangerous to everybody.
He's a specialist.
Right.
Yeah.
And then besides that, it was Ankalaev, Glover, Jan Blachowicz.
Who's Uncle Iev?
You don't know? My uncle. No. But he beat Ankalaev, Glover, and Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, those are his losses in the UFC.
Yeah.
Then you compare that with Spann's losses, and it's Anthony Smith and Johnny Walker. Good fighters in their own right, but they're not the level of those three guys.
No.
So I think it's like Krylov loses when we get to that level. Spann loses when we get to that level.
Yeah.
And I think that Krylov
you're exactly right. I think they might be next to each other in the rankings. I think it's close. These guys are not far from each other.
But Spann is not Ankalaev, Glover,
but there's a tier break.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Spann may be reaching like a little past, like, a little out of his element.
He's not kicking his coverage.
Right. And Krylov is right there.
And on that note, it's going to be a good card overall, I think.
Yeah, should be fun.
But thank you guys for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. And, Dino, please take us out.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Ring that bell to be notified when we upload. Is it notified? Is that a term? Is that a word?
Notification advised.
Notification advised. And follow us on Instagram, the 107MMA. We really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.